Hello and welcome to Upcycled TV. I'm Simon
I'm Stuart.
and today we're going to talk about
Why you should be buying upcycled furniture.
yes, exactly. So why should you be buying upcycled
Well,
furniture?
It's a very good question. So I'm on a mission for people to change their buying habits and move away from manufactured, flat-packed, supposedly solid wood, factory-made furniture, and stop buying that and buy upcycled or vintage type of furniture. And there's 5 reasons why I believe everybody should start doing that. So the first, number one reason why you should be buying upcycled furniture is the environment. So we all know how much of a situation, a bad situation that we're in with the environment, with climate change, with the situation with landfills and pollution, deforestation. You know, it does feel like people are actually starting to listen now.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good time for this movement to really take off. Instead of going to your big store that is buying in furniture that is made from wood, where there is wood in it, that has been used, is sourced from forests that are being cut down. Yeah, they will often say it's from certified forestry, whatever that means, but they're still shipping it in from China usually.
Yeah.
You know, and often, you know, I've read a lot about this, and they'll cut down a rainforest and replace it with palm trees.
Yeah.
Right, that's not environmentally friendly. You can't replace. How old are rainforests? Like, how long have they been there?
Yeah. And
how many different species
and it's
and
about
wildlife?
the indigenous species within that rainforest. That
Yeah. It's not. You can't replace that with
No.
palm trees. You know, and call that certified. So, you know, I don't claim to be an expert on this, but regardless of the fact, if you buy a piece of furniture that's been around for a long time and it's been repainted, restored, upcycled, whatever you want to call it, that is going to be 1,000 times more environmentally friendly than buying something that's been shipped from China or Brazil, wherever.
And you mentioned the flat pack stuff that you can buy, and most of it's not even wood, it's plastic, which again is even worse for the environment in my opinion, because
Plastics,
it doesn't
chipboards
biodegrade.
that are glued with formaldehyde.
The glues are awful as well, aren't they? So
Yeah.
um,
I'm sure, you know, lots of the 1950s furniture was made with not such great chemicals and stuff, but it's already done, isn't it?
it's already there.
It's
So
there.
by reusing it
And-
and recycling it
Yeah.
or upcycling it, we're not putting it into landfill.
People throwing it, literally, you see it saddens me, like you see this beautiful furniture, strong, well-made furniture just thrown into landfill and then replaced with something off the shelf. I just don't.
And our generation is quite guilty of this, because
Yeah, oh,
like our
absolutely.
parents' generation, they recycled everything.
Yeah.
And you know,
We've become a throwaway society.
We have, but my children are far more aware of the environment and almost going back to like getting our parents' attitude towards it, that they should be recycling, and because they're growing up with it. Whereas we grew up with a throwaway society. You buy something, use it until it's not much good anymore, and bin it,
throw it
and then
away.
buy
Yeah.
something new and keep feeding the machine. But it's great that things are turning,
I
that
hope
we're
they
becoming
are.
more
We need-
aware,
they have
and
to.
it is probably the biggest point that we're
Yeah,
making.
it's the
isn't
number
it?
one point. Yeah,
environmental
absolutely, it's the most
aspect
important.
of it.
You just can't put anything else above that. That is number one, right?
So what's number 2?
So number 2, and these aren't in order, but that is the most important. But number 2. So number 2, second reason why you should buy upcycled furniture is the quality of the furniture itself. So we touched on this a little bit in point 1.
Yep.
But if a piece of furniture has been around for 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years, it's going to be around for another 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years, right? It's well made, it's solid, it's heavy, it's been built to last. There's nothing wrong with it. So as long as you take reasonable care of it, it's going to last.
Yeah. It's already passed the test, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're getting a bit of furniture that's brand new,
If it's flat pack,
it might look like it's good quality.
Yeah.
But
If you take a wardrobe as an example, you can buy a flat pack wardrobe. Has anybody moved house, Wasp? Has anybody moved house and moved their flat pack furniture? Like by the time you get it from A to B, it's like moving all over the place. You end up throwing it away and buying another one.
You can't, can you?
So you won't get that with a piece of old, an old wardrobe. You can literally, you can throw it about and it's just
solid.
Solid, yeah. It's not going to damage it at all. So liquor paint, upcycle it. You can literally just paint it white, and it will look like that white wardrobe that's made of melamine.
Well, it looked better because it's got character, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But that's probably more about another point. So
yes.
what's
so
number 3?
Let's do number 3 as having uniqueness and art.
Yeah.
So when you buy furniture from someone that's upcycled it, that is a piece of art and it's a one-off. No one else is going to have that piece of furniture in the world. It's completely unique to you, and that's cool, right? You're different to anyone else.
We're all individuals, and there's a lot to choose from as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there's all the different colours, different materials you can use. You can decoupage it. I'm not talking about glitter and PVA. Like, we need to come away from that sort of tackiness and talking about good quality, professionally upcycled furniture. Okay, if you want to upcycle something yourself, or someone's upcycling, and you like glitter and PVA, I'm not dissing that. I don't mean that all glitter and all PVA should be banned. I'm talking about comparing the difference between a brand new piece of furniture and someone that's professionally upcycled it, because you're going to pay roughly about the same, right?
Yeah.
For a good quality one. So, going back to point 1 with the environment, most upcyclers are using environmentally friendly paints, water-based products that are absolutely fantastic, like my favourite Frenchique. Yeah.
Great quality, really tough paint, lasts a long time. Yeah. And no nasties in it.
You can varnish things, well, not varnish, but finish them with products like the finishing coat.
That will just hardens off the paint and gives it that little bit more protection.
Yeah. So there's so many different techniques, and some of the art, I mean, it really is a piece of art, some of the stuff that people are producing.
It's mind-blowing.
A blended furniture.
So much love goes into this as well, doesn't
it?
In
does.
the upcycle
it really
industry,
does.
Which is why you get those really fantastic bespoke pieces, because the people that are creating them have got a real passion for it, as opposed to the factory made. Yes, you might have a designer who's got a passion for designing a piece of furniture, but then they churn out 20 million of them, and we've got that unit. Yeah.
So is John down the road, and it's just a bit bland and boring, isn't it? If you can, fill your house with unique pieces of furniture,
people will want it, and they'll be like, "Oh, where did you get that from?" And you're like, "Well, it's upcycled. You can't get one the same." But I can see that, in the future, it's the upcycled furniture is going to be massive, because people are really going to cotton on to this.
It has to, and I'm on a mission to do everything I can in my life to make sure that that happens more and more.
So we're on point
number 4. The fourth reason why you should buy upcycled and not new furniture is the supporting of local businesses. So these are people, like you said, Simon, people putting their heart and soul into their work. So there's that angle, but also supporting, it's local communities. You often find there's a chain. So a lot of upcycled furniture comes through charities, so people donate it to a charity shop, then the upcyclers will buy it from them, so that's supporting that angle. And those businesses, they're usually young businesses that have, a passion, that they might be single mothers, or people that are, just want to, they don't really like their job very much, and they want to go and do something they love. Yeah. So, every time you buy a piece of upcycled furniture, someone is doing a little happy dance when they've sold it.
That money's going back into the local
Yeah.
communities of where that furniture is
Yeah.
produced, rather than going to IKEA corporation somewhere that.
Supporting local small business is great anyway, because it's the backbone of our business. It's the backbone of our economy. Small businesses are the ones that pay the most amount of tax, work the hardest, are most likely to pay employees good wages once they start building.
Yeah.
And they go from, might be someone that's doing it from their front room to moving on to a garage or shed, and then they move on, and they might that may be the future of the high street.
Yeah.
Is people that go on then and have an upcycle shop, and perhaps then maybe one or two shops. So there are lots of reasons we could talk about supporting local business, but that's point number 4. Point 5, I'm sure there's more points, but this is my 5 points. Number 5 is goes back a little bit to point 1 about the environment, but this is the history and the character of the piece that's being upcycled. It has a history, right? This could be a piece of furniture that's been through the World War II, and like someone's
Who
nan
owned it?
had
It's
it,
got
or
a
great
story,
grandparents
hasn't it?
had it,
Yeah.
and it's got a history. Like they may have had kept their belongings in it for years and years, and like it's like a piece. It's like its own little museum, its own piece of history.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. And when I upcycle furniture, I really like to. I don't want to destroy that art. So yes, we're painting old pieces, but at the same time, I like to leave maybe the inside, so you keep a bit of that sort of old furniture smell in it.
Yeah.
Or
well, you did a piece recently,
keeping
didn't
features
you?
and
Which
emphasising them.
That big chest.
Yeah,
thing
there
that
was
you
a chest,
painted, and
an antique chest.
that
That was a
smelled
proper
great.
old. Yeah, and we had to paint it. It was a commission piece.
Yeah.
But I tried to keep it true to itself. I think it was better painted than it wasn't unpainted.
Yeah, but
I improved it.
You've got to remember that the thing is, when these things were first built, they were built out of wood, but then they were varnished.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
all painted, or all those little bits that are added onto it. Now, yes, we're painting it now, but that painted piece of furniture now could last another 50 years. The alternative may be that it's not loved anymore and it is in disrepair and gets thrown away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you're painting it, you're bringing new life into it, and you're doing it in an environmentally safe way. And now it's going to last another 50 years. It's going to have more history, and that paint that you're doing now is just adding to that story of that piece. I think
a lot of people get funny about that, because you've taken an old piece of furniture and you've almost ruined it now, because you've just painted it and destroyed it. But if nobody wants to buy that furniture as it is, it's going to go into landfill, right?
Yeah.
So if you paint it, people will want it.
Yeah.
And it does improve it. So that's a nonsense. We have to get away from that.
Yeah.
That's not helping the environment. That's not helping anybody.
A lot on some of the these forums and Facebook groups and things, where people have got a piece and they're saying, "Oh, should I paint it? Or not? Because is it an antique?" And there's kind of this fear that it might be an antique. It might be worth more money. Not painted than it is painted. What do you feel about that? What if they got something that potentially is worth more?
Yeah, it's a good point.
It
depends on which angle you're coming from. If you own a piece of furniture and it belongs to you, you can do whatever you want with it. It's yours, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
do what you want.
Yeah.
But however, having said that, you want to be respectful to it as well. And also, if you're doing it from the angle of, I want to paint this because I want it to fit in with my living space or whatever, that's fine. If you're painting it because you want to, as an upcycler, and you want to make money, that's a whole different ball game now. Because if you take, let's say, a G-plan sideboard or something that's desirable in its own right, it's probably going to be worth less after you've spent 2 or 3 days painting it than it was before you did anything.
Yeah.
So
So that's the time when you've
so
got to be careful.
So don't do that, because it's just
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah.
Spending time and then you're devaluing it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, you're pretty much, in most cases, you're going to add
Yeah.
value to it by upcycling it, if you do it properly.
How do you know if I know nothing about upcycling or furniture in general and I want to buy something for my living room, how do I know if it's a good quality piece of upcycled furniture?
That's an excellent question, and
because I'm probably going to be buying it
Yeah.
online as well, unless I'm buying
well,
it from a local
you
shop.
can-
Let's
there
just assume that I am buying it online and I'm looking through the pictures.
there are lots of local upcycle shops all across the country, so you can find them. They might be second-hand shops that are painting furniture, or they might be people working from home that are doing commission work. It's the same as when you buy anything. You want to get. Anyone can tell you they're great at it,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, this market does have a lot of people that are not doing it justice.
Yeah.
So that they're not painting to a good enough standard.
Right.
They're not spending enough time, and the reason why they're doing that is because they're not charging enough.
Right.
So they've got. Upcycling furniture shouldn't be about getting it cheaper.
No.
Right, we need to. That absolutely needs to be gone and wiped out of any idea. It takes a lot of time,
Yep.
and you do it because it's a fantastic piece of furniture, not because it's cheaper. If you're going to do that, there's no conversation here, because
Yeah.
it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it right. And unfortunately, some people are going down that route, thinking that give it a quick slap, a coat of paint, any old paint will do, not doing it a very good job, charging someone, and then that person's got it, and then that's given the name of upcycling a bad name.
Yeah.
That's not
So
doing us any
as a
favour.
consumer, somebody
Yeah,
buying
so-
that piece of furniture, how do I avoid
So
that?
how do you avoid that? Is by checking that person's social proof. So
Okay.
you can. Have you got a Facebook page? Have you got reviews on there? Have you got a website? Does it look professional? Is this person actually? Can they prove, not by them saying how good they are, but by other people saying how good they are?
Have you got
Yeah.
close-ups of the
Exactly.
detail,
Yeah.
things like that? So
Yeah.
so you can see, one photograph of a blurry photograph, not very set out.
Yeah.
Is a bit
It tells
of
a
an
big
indicator.
story, right? If they've got a
Whereas
photograph
if
with
somebody's got
their
lots
dog
of
in the
photos,
background or something.
Yeah, and
Not
it's
necessarily their dog,
presented
but-
nicely with, they've dressed it nice like we have with
Yeah.
our table here.
Yeah, this is
Uh,
great, right? This is a working table. But when you want to take a photo of your finished piece, it needs to be looking polished.
Yeah. And it's the setting around it as well, isn't
And
it?
if someone's
they're
taken
sort
the
of things
care
you're
and
looking
attention
at
to
when
do
you buy it.
that, they've probably taken a lot of care and attention in producing
Yeah.
the product. So that's a really good sign.
And what about video? If you can
Yeah.
have a video of the piece,
You could do that, yeah.
You could
that'd be good.
request that they
Video it.
show you it via video.
Yeah,
so-
that's a really good idea. And we have a website called vintup.co.uk, which is a platform for upcyclers to sell their furniture. So if you want to have a look and see what, you can compare photographs and reviews of the upcyclers and all that kind of thing.
And they're rated as well, so
Yeah.
people that are buying from this website,
you can
they're
actually see the
gonna get
reviews on there, so straight away you've got a good indication
Yeah.
of their quality of work and service, and all the upcyclers that we work with, the message is always charge fair prices, do a good job, and deliver exceptional service. So that's anyone that works with us or listens to us or does that, that is always our key message, and build it, and let's make upcycling the next really, really big thing. Let's turn the whole industry, the whole furniture industry on its head, and start really utilising the amazing
Yeah.
skills and artistic and talents and passions that we have.
And as a consumer, you know, going back over those last points, if you want to have something that's different than anybody else in your living room or bedroom, dining room, whatever it is, and get that special piece, don't spend peanuts, because you're going to get monkeys.
Yeah.
You know, find a really good quality piece and
when
be
you
proud
found
of
a
it,
good
and you will.
upcycler,
When
you can go back to them and you can ask them more.
You will absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And it's like it becomes, it means more.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's like, you know, I recently bought probably my best car that I've ever had. It's not a great comparison, but I love it, and it means something to me. Like every time I go to it, every time I get in it, I'm just like, oh, I'm so happy I've got this car. Yeah. It's everything about it. I love it. Yeah. And it's like that with furniture. You know, you don't get that with a standard run-of-the-mill piece of furniture. But when you've got something that you've either done yourself or someone else has put love and care in, and it's unique, you get that. So every time, like in a kitchen, for example, if you've got a beautiful kitchen. Yeah. You go in the kitchen, you love being in there. It's like, oh, I love this kitchen. Everything's where I want it to be, and the colour's beautiful, and I just feel good.
And by the way, if you want a bespoke, one-of-a-kind kitchen, there's a lot of upcyclers that will paint your kitchen.
That is huge. It's exploding because these French paints and other chalk paints like them are so great to use. It's changing the dynamics. Used to be like painted kitchen, it'll cost you thousands, you might as well just rip it out and start again. But with this product, it's like, again, I'm not saying go cheap, but it will save you a lot of money than having a new kitchen. Yeah. If you're happy with the general layout and you've got a dark wood kitchen, like, it will just bring it to life. Yeah. Yeah.
And there are upcyclers that will do those commission works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And for furniture that you've already got, because you might have a piece of furniture that's been in the family for a long time, it is looking a little bit tired, might even be a little bit broken or threadbare, or get it upcycled.
Yeah.
And you can get the upcyclers to commission it.
That's a good point. One more, so we can touch on that as well. So let's say you've got a chest of drawers in your bedroom that's pine, and you want it white to lighten it and sort of change your bedroom, match in with the rest of your theme, and then you want a wardrobe to match it. Most of the upcyclers will then go and find that wardrobe for you. You tell them, it's got to be 1 metre wide, 2 metres high. Oh yeah. It doesn't matter if it's not pine, because when it's painted, it will look the same anyway. So you can. So if you're, let's say you're browsing through Vinatge looking for a piece of furniture, and you find a dress and you think, I love that, I love the colour of it, I love the style, the little gold finishings that they put on it, but it's 4 inches too big, it's not going to fit. Contact that upcycler. Tell them you want that, but 4 inches smaller, and they will go out and they will find it for you. Don't waste people's time. Like, I think the upcyclers may charge you a fee for sourcing or something, because they don't want to go out and spend a few days finding it, buying that piece of furniture, getting in, and then you go, oh no, I've got one now. Yeah. So be fair about it.
Be fair. Maybe expect to put a deposit down, or even pay for it.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah, up front.
Yeah, and obviously if they can't find anything, then they refund you, and that's a fair agreement then, isn't it? So I hope you found that video useful. We've gone on a little bit about other stuff there, but the main cool thing was the 5 reasons why you must stop buying new furniture and buy upcycled from the wonderful upcyclers that we have here in the UK. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you don't want to miss any of our content, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so that you get all the notifications. You can also follow us on Twitter @upcycledtv, and we have a website where you can buy and sell furniture. It's completely free to use, upcycledirectory.co.uk.